Their athletes are adored at home, but once again their country is not being trusted to compete abroad. Russia has failed to meet the conditions for its full return to international athletics events, so its track and field athletes must continue to compete as individuals.
The Council today accepted the task force's recommendations not to reinstate IAAF. The IAAF Council was clear that Russian athletes cannot return to international competition unconditionally until that such issue is resolved one way or the other.
3 years ago, the World Anti-Doping Agency exposed a state-sponsored doping program involving more than 1,000 athletes. And Russia remains banned because it still hasn't handed over all its test samples. Given the scale and the wrongdoing that's happened in Russia, why should we trust Russian athletes now?
We have new part in our law with doping. Never before. It's first time now we have it. It's absolutely exact decision, and I'm absolutely supported. A lot of work with young athletes, with juniors, with youth athletes. Of course, we are on the way.
Many believe the ban will end as early as next year. It's expected that Russia will either comply or strike a deal with the athletics governing body on the remaining issues preventing its return. But many athletes around the world believe that as soon as the inspectors are gone, the Russian doping program will begin all over again. The doping also crossed into winter sports, but whether it's skating or sprinting, many Russians say they want their flag back at the big events.
You know, I think that allegations should be raised not against our athletes, but against the leadership of the Russian Olympic Committee.
I really hope that our guys can compete under our flag and represent our country, because I think that for the athlete, it's a great honor to come out with a gold to the anthem.
Yes, of course I want our athletes to compete for our country and stand for the honor and greatness of our motherland.
Russian authorities have until the end of the month to hand over years of doping data and to admit their responsibility. If not, they risk further suspension. So while Russian athletes may have their hopes set on making the 2020 Olympics, fixing their country's reputation will probably be a much longer race. Dan Ashby, TRT World, Moscow.